Last time we left Amber Heard's #1 simp, I'm sorry, Zack Snyder. We were talking about him not understanding, not being able to read the room. What a common theme throughout his entire career. But he was talking about, oh, I don't know, I'd work again with Amber Heard. Okay, at least she likes me because nobody else does. I also didn't make the connection because at the time there was a different release date for his new upcoming film, Rebel Moon, Part 1, A Girl or a Screen or a Cinema on Fire. That's not entirely fair, okay? It's never going to hit the cinema. But these two films, Amber Heard's Aquaman 2 and Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, the off-brand Star Wars script that he tried to pitch to Disney, and this is how you knew it was going to be bad, Disney turned it down. Yo, have you seen the crap that they put out there? And then they just looked at Captain Edgy the Hedgy and went, no, we good on that one. But Netflix, thinking that, you know what, hey, we got ourselves an auteur here. Didn't you see all of those action scenes in 300 a decade and a half ago? Didn't you bore yourself to sleep, wake back up, the film was still going on, fall back to sleep again, and then wake up when Malin Ackerman is getting dicked down by the owl guy, only to fall back asleep again before Dr. Big Blue Dick Manhattan was just out there beating the brakes off of everybody towards the end of that bore fest, that atrocious piece of shit Watchman. Oh my god, Zack Snyder's amazing! Even though he ran DC into the ground. What a fucking dork, man. The fact that that guy continues to get work fucking astounds me. But his brand new film is going to be plopping, the same day that Amber Heard hits the cinema. So regardless, if you want to go down to the theater and cringe yourself out of your skin, go right for it. Or if you want to sit at home and just simply turn on that cutie's delivery device that is Netflix, don't worry, guys. We got the cringe delivery system covered for you because Rebel Moon will be plopping into theaters on the 21st. Oh, no, on your home screen on the 21st. And, well, the reviews are in, and go fucking figure, man. Like, this guy's a total hack, okay? Like, I understand that edgelords really like what he's putting down, but when it's all said and done, I liked 300 enough back in 2006 when I was 16 years old, okay? But then, going back, because I've got this thing, you know, called a fucking memory, realizing that, yeah, okay, all of the set pieces were cool, and Zack Snyder, okay, for as much shit as I'm gonna dump on him, justifiably so, he is really good. If he has any input when it comes to casting his roles, okay, because in 300 specifically, I don't think there could have been anybody better to play King Leonidas than Gerard Butler. That was excellent. Nobody could quite deliver those speeches like Gerard Butler. But outside of that, does anybody remember the rest of the script? Like, I understand that you're just pulling off of some historical precedents, but the B plot of the wife who, remember, one of the big slow motion scenes that everybody, even at the time, was like, why is this in slow motion? Why do we have to see Leonidas rail his wife in slow motion? Oh, see, guys, that's gonna be a big payoff later when she has to, when she ends up getting accosted by one of the traitors in the Senate, and it's like, okay, cool. Why did it have to be in slow motion, though? We understand that a man and wife love each other, and you don't have to do that, you edgy fuck. And what about all that stuff with the Oracle at the beginning, with the goofy, you know, titty dances? And it's like, for as much as I like anecdotal nudity in my films, okay, I could have done without the almost 16, 18-year-old on the screen with a little bit of cloth over them. That went fucking nowhere, man. Like, his B-plots were absolute dog shit. For as much as everybody remembers the action scenes, yeah, they were great, okay, heavy emphasis on that, but that sepia tone sack of shit, okay, it is a relic of a bygone era, just like Zack Snyder in general. His whole edgy persona, okay, for as much as I've said, somebody just needs to stand up and man up and they will take over Hollywood. Zack Snyder ain't it, kids, okay, but I understand, taking a look at this historically awful Rotten Tomatoes score. Now, okay, Don, you're holding up the critics score on this one, okay? Look at the audience score, 81%. Sure, let's take a look at what the audience is having to say on that, okay? Finally, somebody is attempting to at least try something new within the genre, and may not be the perfect movie. You gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but but one can have fun with this one. A must-see. Good special effects with a bad story. Oh, a bad and soulless story. It's fitting that that this sits in the same universe as Army of the Dead. Yeah, this thing was dead on arrival, mostly because Zack Snyder, at the same time, he wants to be perceived as this cool and hip outsider. He still wants to be invited to the cool kids club. He's not too dissimilar to Howard Stern, actually, in the fact that he will go ahead and sell you a bill of goods with one hand and then smack you upside the head with the other. Tell Chat GPT to write you a Star Wars script, and this is what you get. Watch the movie at the Japanese premiere. Fantastic. Definitely not the worst movie, but definitely in need of rather good storytelling. Waiting for a visionary storytelling and Easter eggs. What the fuck are these reviews exactly? So I'm just thinking that this is getting a positive review bomb by all of those fucking Snyder weirdos that are out there that think that he can do absolutely no wrong. But I said historic in the title, and brother, this shit is historic because the 24% rotten, that's not exactly all that new. There's some things that are out there that are exceptionally good. I normally think that it's in the realm of comedy specials, and, well, for as much as you might think that comedy is subjective, films, your enjoyability, it can also be subjective. But, you know, when Zack Snyder makes Army of the fucking Dead, by the way, which is, ta-da, in the same universe as Rebel Moon, trying to really hop on that, Snyderverse bandwagon. You're about a day late and a dollar short, you fucking retard. But no, you take a look. Okay, so yeah, 10 fresh. Okay, it's not all that bad. 32 rotten. It could go up because it started the day off. Okay, before I even had the opportunity to even take a screenshot or anything like that, you can go find them circulating around out there. 9% from all critics. Ended up popping up a little bit when I first caught it. I think it was about 17%. Obviously, it rests right here at 24%, but you take a look at top critics, fucking zero. I've never, ever seen a zero, not even in a review of everything. Okay, not even doing independent research of my own. I've never seen a 0%, and this thing doesn't plop until next week, next Friday, the 21st. It's going to be great, but like I said at the beginning, man, this thing was already doomed to fail because Zack Snyder signed a multi-picture, multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix, and the first thing that he put out there was the Army of the Dead reboot, remake, whatever, man. I guess he's in his poor adaptation phase, which he's been in for just about 2 decades at this point. But okay, I said that your enjoyability with a film can totally be subjective. I'll stand by that. But when it comes to making the film, writing the script, being contrived, being able to see what's going on the screen, those are objective markers. And Zack Snyder fucked it up so bad with Army of the Dead. Nobody could even see the shit in order to criticize it. And then people were looking at the plot itself. It's like, wow, there's more holes in that than in your... Well, I'm not going to make that joke because it revolves around the inciting action behind all of the nonsense that went around, you know, the Snyder Cut and the Justice League and all that stuff. But that was a good joke in my head. But you get what I mean with that one, okay? Like, there was a lot of plot holes in it, and it wasn't well made, and everybody was just pointing at it and going, what the fuck are you doing? You want to be this auteur, okay? You want to be taking the medium to another level? At least film it so people can fucking see it if they're going to criticize it, because they're just going to be caught at that barrier of entry, which is not so much a hurdle as it is a brick fucking wall. Dude, just do your job, okay? And then you want to attach it, okay? You want to attach a zombie apocalypse that taken place in Las fucking Vegas with an intergalactic, interplanetary science fiction story. You're a goddamn hack, Zach, for fuck's sakes, man. And then even in the lead up to this stuff, okay, telling all of your backstory because you have these grand ambitions of this being the brand new on the block sci-fi universe. What do you end up doing? Well, releasing an expository comic book. Not a bad idea, but who do you get to do it? Of course, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Part 1, Child of Fire, is introducing a brand new science fiction universe when it debuts on Netflix. It's already been expanding beyond the screen. Titan Comics, who the fuck are they? Has just released a new preview of their prequel series, Rebel Moon House of the Blood Axe. And as you can see, some of the pictures are all right and fine. Like, I've got nothing wrong with that. That looks pretty good. Okay, there's one of the covers. And there's another one of the covers. There's another one of the covers. There's another one of the covers. All these fucking variant covers, man. If you want to know why the comic book industry is in the shitty shape that it's in, it's because of its over-reliance on padding stats by having multiple variant covers, which, to be fair, outside of this last one, okay, like, the art's pretty good. I just don't know what the inside is going to look like, but I know how it's going to be written. House of the Blood Axe is written by Mags Visaggio. Mags Visaggio, somebody who has had more dead pilots than fucking Al-Qaeda when it comes to writing in the comic book industry. Somebody who, when they're not being handpicked by Zack Snyder to write this prequel, is too busy e-begging on social media. I can't afford to live. I need money for food and rent, box wine, and food for my cat. I just can't do it for another month. But you're one of the most accomplished names in the comic book industry. Cool, man. I guess Zack Snyder hires the type of people that he knows the best, the people that are on the periphery of success, never quite grabbing that brass ring, but really hoping if he hires enough trans people, that's Mags Versaggio, his entire identity, and trying to rehab a domestic abuser, maybe he'll eventually weasel his way back into the good graces of Hollywood. If you enjoy this piece of shit, fantastic stuff. But I'll be waiting, because unlike Aquaman 2, we're never going to have a one-to-one comparison, because Netflix, they'll release some numbers. They'll probably say, oh my god, it's the best performing new original science fiction series released in the month of December in 2023 on the platform. What a wild success for Zack Snyder. All we're going to hear is just what people actually perceive of it, and that's what I'm gonna see. I'm gonna entrust those reviews to my trusted reviewers, because as far as I'm concerned, Zack Snyder couldn't direct his way out of a wet paper bag, and how he threw geeks and gamers under the bus. He fucking deserves all this failure that he's getting. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.